Hi everybody and welcome back. Today we have the e-tron from Audi. It's the 55 version and it's the one that has the video camera instead of a side view mirror. And before we go for a walk around and show you the car, I want to show you a couple of really cool features that this car has. The first thing is that when you turn on the engine, it gives you a whole musical greeting. Have a listen. It's beautiful. And the second thing is that down here, which we'll discuss later, there is a wireless phone charger. You simply slide your phone in there. And one of the great things about this car is that you will never leave your phone in the car, because when you turn off the engine and you forget about your phone, this happens.
Your mobile phone is still in the vehicle.
Haha, that's brilliant. Let's go for a quick walk around, have a look at the car and its features. We'll check out the boot, the back seat, the front seats, the cockpit, the infotainment system. We'll give it a first impression review and we'll take it on a short point of view test drive. Now, if you're somebody that loves cars, make sure to subscribe to the channel. My name is Sholly and I talk about cars every day a video goes out. And with that, let's crack on with this car. Now, this has the Matrix LED headlights. They're absolutely beautiful. This car also comes with the 21-inch alloy wheels. The downside of it is it's not great for the economy. The upside is they look absolutely beautiful on this model. And talking about beautiful, even 4 years later, this is a 2020 model, and now at the beginning of 2024, this car still looks absolutely great. You get the whole light display when you lock and unlock the car. The boot is also electronically operated. You simply press it twice on the key. It opens up to reveal 600 liters of boot space, and when you put those seats down, you get 1725. Now, the back part of the boot is bigger than its competitor, like the Jaguar I-Pace. You also get underfloor storage, which is absolutely fantastic. Unfortunately, in this country, you do not get a spare wheel. We do get tethering points and tie-down hooks all over the place. There are also hooks to hang your clothing, and when you pull these levers, the back seats go down. You get a fantastic parcel shelf. Unfortunately, there is nowhere to put this. It's quite difficult to take off, and it's a shame that you cannot put it under the floor. There's also a 12-volt socket, and being electronically operated, you simply press this button and the boot closes. I can tell you that the back seats are also a great place to be. There is plenty of space back here. But I just want to show you something, and that is the door. I mean, just look how beautiful it is. You get this grey felt that goes along the middle of it, brown leather. Lower down, it is a little bit cheap plasticky, but you get very, very big door bins. This car comes with leather seats. There's an armrest with absolutely no storage underneath it, complete waste of time. There are also air vents in the back, a little bit of storage, and you get a 12-volt socket underneath. There are airplane style storage behind the seats, and I can tell you that the passenger seat is in my normal driving position, and sitting in the back there is plenty of room, plenty of knee room, plenty of foot room under the seat, and there is plenty of headroom too. I'm 5'8", and as you can see, there's loads of room back here. This car also comes with a split panoramic roof, so it feels very airy. You don't feel cramped back here at all. You get some beautiful ambient lighting on the doors, and with that, let's go check out the front seats, because those are also very, very comfortable. And as you can see, there's a camera for a mirror, and as I just said, the front seats are very comfortable. When you open the door, the seat automatically goes back to give you more room to get in. They are leather. There's loads of support all over. They're very supportive seats, electronically operated, including lumbar. The memory seat settings are in the door. There's a speaker lower down. Lower down, the quality is a little bit rubbish. Big door bins, and like the rear doors, you get this beautiful grey finish, grey felt that goes along this middle of the door with this brushed chrome in the center of it. Another thing I really like about this car is that when you get in the car, as soon as you unlock it, the air conditioning settings go on to warm up or cool down your car. I gotta say, on first impressions, when you get in this car, everything is beautiful. It's all nicely laid out. You can feel the quality everywhere you touch, everywhere you feel. It's only down here for some reason that you got cheap, horrible plastics, but everywhere is beautiful. You got ambient lighting, You have the mirrors in the door, you have the screens in the doors for the mirror. It might take a little bit getting used to, we'll get to that shortly. There are 3 screens here. You have your driver display unit, which you can customize, and we'll get to that in a minute. Then there's the central infotainment screen where you control your navigate, your telephone, your media and all that kind of stuff. And the screen below where you control your climate. Now the infotainment system is crystal clear, it's very easy to use. You have a navigator on here. It's not laggy at all, it's crystal clear, it's high definition. And you can also control your media, your radio, and from this screen you can also control all your car settings. Now the screen below that is your climate screen. Again, very simple to use. There is a very low noise and a small haptic feedback every time you press something. You can switch off this screen by pressing this button here, and you've also got your seat heaters on this monitor. Now below that you have other buttons like your hazard lights, and you've got your drive select. So there are different modes that you can drive in. You've got comfort, efficiency, all road, auto, dynamic, etc. And every time you press something, you'll see on the right hand side where the suspensions go up or down depending on what kind of driving mode you choose. And for now I'm going to stick it on comfort. Below that you have a physical dial for your volume and the power for the stereo. And there is the camera setting that comes up, and if you press this you have a 3D display. It's really beautiful, very easy to use. You can see everything about your car from all sides and all angles. Absolutely fantastic. This button here, you can change your driver assist, so that's usually your regenerative braking and all that kind of stuff, and we'll leave that alone. And then there's a start button. Now the gear selector is a little bit interesting on this car. This black thing does absolutely sod all. It's a waste of space unless it's there just to help you choose your climate settings. But your gear selector is down here where you push it forward for reverse, backwards for drive, and the P on the right hand side puts it back into park. You've then got a handbrake, and then below here you have a little bit of storage, and it is kind of annoying, I'll be honest with you. The cup holders are not great. This one is folded away. It's very low down. It's difficult to get into because of the armrest over here. There's a 12-volt socket, and we also have a wireless phone charger. The cup holders you can close like that, and then behind it down here there are a whole bunch of like USB sockets, SD, and a slot for your SIM card. Under the armrest there's a very small storage area, and talking about storage, you also get a glove box which is not that deep. However, it can make up for it because on the right hand side of the steering wheel there is further storage, and that goes quite deep in. The steering wheel is leather. You got paddle shift at the back of the steering wheel, which are not for the gears. This is mainly for the regenerative braking. On the right hand side you control the stereo, and on the left hand side of the steering wheel you can customize what you have on your driver display. So you could change the view, and you can have all sorts of things in front of you. You can have the radio settings, you can have your phone, you can have a full screen navigator. Unfortunately that does not connect to your Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, so you can't have things like Waze or other kind of maps that you might want to have. It's very simple to use, very clear, and it's very high definition. The Audi e-tron is available either as a 50 or a 55. The model I'm driving today is the 55. Audi claim it's got a battery range of up to 271 miles with a 95 kilowatt hour battery. I think in the real world you'll probably be looking closer to 230 to 250 miles. And as I said earlier, this is it's got the cameras on the side instead of the side view mirrors. They're interesting to use. I think in the dark they work a lot better than in the light, and here as I drive through a tunnel you can see that, but when I have the light behind me I noticed earlier that they became very dim and it wasn't easy to see through them. This 55 model has approximately 402 horsepower with a 0 to 60 time in something like 6.6 seconds. Now the 50 range has a much lower battery range, and the 0 to 60 time is not much less. It's only at about 6.8 seconds, I think it is. The quality on here is absolutely brilliant. I've been driving it now for a few minutes. It's a first impression review. It is comfortable. When you put it into sport mode, it's actually quite quick. Let's put that into dynamic. dynamic, there it is. The throttle is a lot more responsive. The steering gets a little bit stiffer. It's not as quick as the Tesla though. The Tesla's a lot faster, the Model X I think it is. But this review is unscripted, so I might forget a few things that I wanted to say when I was driving on the way to pick up the car. And I'm not sure if this is coming out in the camera, but as you can see, the mirrors, the screens for the mirrors are very, very faded. It's not clear at all. I guess it takes time getting used to, or maybe the settings that you can change the settings on the mirrors. If you do know about how these mirrors work, please let us know in the comment section below. You can change the regenerative braking with the paddle shifts behind the steering wheel, and they work quite well, although not as good as the Tesla. The Tesla I think has the best regenerative braking on all electric cars. But this car is definitely much more comfortable than the Tesla. It's more comfortable than the Jaguar. It is very quiet. I think one of the downsides on this car is the battery range. It's a shame it's not more than what they offer. As I said earlier, this 55 comes with a max range of 271 miles, which in today's day is really not that much. There is something else which I didn't really like, and that was the braking. I'm not sure if it's because the car has been sitting for a few weeks and you know, maybe it's rusted a little bit, but there's some kind of friction going on when you use the brakes. But the acceleration is okay. It's not the quickest, but it's fast. It's an Audi, it handles quite well. This is a very heavy car, it weighs in over 2.5 tons. But like all electric cars, it is very quiet, it's peaceful. And I think if you were to buy this as a used car, or even as a brand new car, you would be very happy with it. And with that, I'm going to end the video. Thank you so much for watching. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and you have a great day.